Good morning, YouTube, from Robert Firestone, the flyover state of West Virginia. Um, I've got a video here that I want everybody to watch. They get a chance. It's from Pimpy's Investment, but he goes into great detail on the NESARA, GESARA, the Great Reset, the Global Reset. There is differences, and I'm hoping for anybody that's got any kind of questions about what's going on, this might help to answer these things and help guide you away from the wrong entity that's involved, because it's been involved for thousands of years and has always tried to keep us poor and oppressed and keep us in a little corner somewhere while they done whatever the hell they wanted to do. Okay. Also, for anybody out there that's been following War Castles, Gould, Mr. Russell Gould. All right, I run across another fellow yesterday of a name of Michael. Somehow or another, he's affiliated with Mr. Gould in War Castles. Uh, Pimpy says he has proof that Russell Gould is a fake, a fraud. Um, in time, this will be shown. If anybody wants to go into Pimpy's site and start listening to what he does say about Mr. Gould and what's been done and this, that, and the other. But also, there's supposed to be another third fella, a black guy. Don't know how he's affiliated with them, War Castles or not, or Mr. Gould. But they're all claiming to be leaders of Postmaster General, leaders of our military, leaders of our laws. And for anybody out there, if that's the case, where was these fools at before Trump got into the seat of power? What? Nothing. I mean, to me, it just. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I was following War Castles, and a lot of the history that they was bringing up was already a rabbit hole that I was already in, and opening doors and looking around and trying to figure things out when it come to our birth certificates. The Romans, how they screwed us on just because of words. That's what it boils down to, was words, how they set forth and took it away from us, and we didn't even realize. But give me a second, I'm going to fire up this video, and I'm going to let it go. I think it's somewhere 20-some minutes long. But for people that don't know anything about Pimpy Investments, if you get a chance to go listen to him, he makes a lot of sense, and I've seen it for myself, so I can't go against what I'm actually seeing, the fruit of the tree. What I mean is, he was shown and told not to listen to what the rich and elite tell everybody. You go see what they're doing, then follow their lead of what they do. And so far, it's been working out pretty good. Me and my old lady, we're up to 32.5. We're going to try to stretch it out to 40 some this coming month on silver. I'm also looking into speculating on copper, and a lot of people would laugh, but it's my understanding it's growing strong too. You'll have to have more of it, but if it's cheap enough to where you could buy the 1 ounce rounds, and he's saying people is buying more than 100 ounces off of Amazon and spending no more than 40 or 50 bucks. So if you spend 50 bucks on 100 ounces, then all of a sudden each ounce is worth, say, 100 bucks. Y'all can do the math. But anyway, I'm gonna get on with this video. It's 9:17 a.m. I don't know if y'all can see it or not, but anyway, 9:17 a.m. 9/15/2020 in the flyover state of West Virginia. Bobby Lewis. Let me get this rolling here. All right.
Going on out there, peeps? All right, let's do the Great Reset versus NESARA GESARA. I have to admit, man, I've seen a lot of articles. I'm starting to really feel proud about the global community really waking up, especially against this movement. This movement, the Great Reset, is horrible. This is no lie. What they're planning literally would kill billions of people around the world. It's scary to see that they even feel bold enough to make this move. I do think this was part of that 16-year plan that the Q talked about. This Q movement about, well,
You see who little Greta Thunberg standing beside, do you not? That man's Satan without the tail. Straight up. They they find ways of using everything and everybody to their globalist advantage.
Obama did the first 8 years. Hillary was supposed to do the second 8 years. Make no doubt about it. We're going to get into some great details. Look how they use kids. Greta Thunberg. Yeah, because if you speak against kids and you're some meanie, that's why they use kids during the school shootings to speak out. Get the other kids going. Let's get the kids going. Nope, don't fall for it. Tell a kid to go out and do some damn homework. Go tell them to do some yard work. Tell them to earn some money. All right, so that mom and pops could put it into precious metals. All right, so let's get into this. If you're going to buy precious metals, speaking of, give our friends over there at Money Metals Exchange a consideration. The link is in the description.
This is who I buy our silver from.
Follow it. If you buy more than $100 worth of precious metals, use promo code PIMPY, P-I-M-P-Y, and you will get a free half ounce of silver.
One-time
There
offer.
are other places, because some of you asked me for different countries. In there for Ireland, there's Australia, there are people in there for Canada if you guys want to buy precious metals. In the UK, there is a company there. If you follow the link, it's in there. There is your own promo code for in the UK. You guys use it. I think it's if you spend more than 250 pounds on precious metals, they give you a free ounce. All right, you guys? So follow that. The promo code is in the description. We got Pimpy's Investment Group. It's the same name as the YouTube channel. In here, we talk about different investment opportunities, gold, silver, cryptocurrencies, as well as foreign currency investments. No politics. Keep the politics for over here. Any hidden things in front of your eyes. We talk about QAnon, NESARA, GESARA, politics, current events, 9/11, false flag events. Just be respectful of one another. For those of you who don't have Facebook, I do have a Twitter account. The link is in the description. Come on over there and join me. Let's get into this because this is the latest and the greatest from the Australian. I love it. They're waking up. They see this movement for what it is, a worldwide, new world order globalist agenda to move us into a one world economy, a one world government, a socialist one. Like I said, they could spray perfume on a turd. It's still a damn turd. Davos' Great Reset plan has more holes than Swiss cheese, man. I love that. So money grows on trees somewhere between the unmarked plague graves of Italy and the hollowed halls of asylums. Cosmopolites have planted a seed to transform the Rona into an economic revolution. No, they planned it. This is a pandemic. There's a combination of the pandemic, the Black Lives Matter, and Antifa movement to utterly destroy economies around the world, forcing everybody into this great reset. They just used these movements and played on the emotions of people to get behind them. But meanwhile, they destroyed businesses, burned down companies everywhere, destroyed communities. And people let them do it. Well, I should say the Democrats let them do that. This way, then, the recovery would be long and slow. They were hoping that a race war would break out. There'd be fights. The economy would be slow. People would be desperate enough that they would embrace this socialist one world government. That was the plan all along. Except for there's one problem. You see, Donald Trump stands in their way. Donald Trump and his worldwide supporters, and I mean worldwide, they're all waking up. Globalism is out of fashion. That's right. So let's reword this. Illuminati, New World Order, Deep State, globalism is out of fashion in democracy. But its advocates are planning to come back to in January, where they will launch the Great Reset from the cradle of the rich in socialist Davos. Socialist Davos. Not the capitalist Davos. Socialist Davos. I keep telling you, they're claiming that this is a reset of capitalism. It's not. It's a socialist movement. Black Lives Matter is a communist movement. Antifa is a socialist movement. When the globalists gather at the World Economic Forum in Switzerland each year, we expect virtual signaling, motherhood statements, and tremendously vital plans to talk more at the same time, same place next year. But this time next year will be different. The WEF website features numerous articles where the case for the Great Reset is made with a sense of urgency. Isn't that what they do this all the time? The world's going to end in 2 years. Oh my God. Ah! No, don't fall for it. Since I was a kid in the 70s, they used to tell us this. We are going to have global cooling, a new ice age. We need to write the president, and we did that. Then instead of it getting colder, it got warmer, and they're like, oh crap. Oh, I know. Oh, we're going to have globalist warming now. The world's going to end. And then it started to cool down. They're like, shit. Well, I know. Don't say warming. Don't stay cooling. Let's find something more neutral. Let's call it climate change. But the climates change all the time. Remember in 2001 when Al Gore came out with that movie saying that by 2010, the East and West Coast would be flooded? Well, Al Gore, what happened? Nothing. It's the same shit. They continue to push it time and time again. They use fear to control people. And if you challenge them, they say, you're a science denier. We're science denier? What are you talking about? The same kind of science denying that say that there's more than two genders? You mean like that? Or the same people who claim that life is not a conception? You mean that kind of science denying? No, no, no. Only when it fits our agenda. Okay, stop falling for it. How most of us say, screw it, let's see what happens. I don't want to adopt this, and let's see if we all actually die. Seriously. You know what's going to happen then when the world doesn't end? They'll make some excuse, act like they never said that, and then tell you a new sense of urgency is coming, and we must save the world. The end of humanity as we know it. Oh my God, these people are full of shit. The globalists gather at the World Economic Forum each year. Anyway, so let's see here. Okay, so the website features numerous articles where the case for the Great Reset is made with a sense of urgency. One section reads, there is an urgent need for global stakeholders to cooperate in managing direct consequences of the COVID crisis. The Rona. To improve the status of the world, the WEF is starting the Great Reset. Well, how nice of the very people who are responsible for putting us the hell that we're in right now to want to volunteer a plan that they magically have come up with that's supposed to save humanity. Well, here's the thing. You can't even run your own countries or cities. Why the hell would we trust you to run the world? We don't want a bunch of unelected idiots trying to tell us what to do with our lives. Leaders who think Leaders who think the power, or possess the power of change the course of history are unsettling. But those who believe they control the destiny of the world are deluded and inevitably become violent when human nature gets in the way of their grand plans.
They're psychopaths.
They're doing it now. These riots are caused by these people. They've organized them. These are organized riots. More black people were killed by the Black Lives Matter movement than supposed white officer have killed on our black people for the past 4 years. So what was your movement about? What has Black Lives Matter done for any black community?
Nothing.
Have they made the schools better? No. Are they feeding the hungry?
Nope.
No. Are they setting up scholarships for better education? Nope.
Nope.
Are they rebuilding the communities? Nope.
Nope.
What the hell is Black Lives Matter doing for the community?
Collecting money and tearing down the fucking world.
Black-owned businesses that are responsible for 33% of the black employment. Go ahead, I'll wait. Yeah, that's what I thought. Nothing. Nothing at all. Improving the state of the world is a great ambition. Indeed, but the WEF has a plan. Of course they do. It's been 50 years in the making, according to their website. 50 years in the planning. Everything we're dealing with now has been planned. Planned. They tried to destroy the world's economies. They totally devastated it. With this lockdown with the coronavirus, add in the burning downs of communities by rioters. Yeah, this is planned. You see, these people are what we know as useful idiots. German Jews, other Jews to betray Jews, and then they died. What's that? The night of 1,000 sword stabs, the night of 1,000 knife stabs, or something like that. One of you guys will make a correction. In other words, they took the useful idiots and said, "Man, there's no way in how we're going to let you live. You guys are traitors, and how can we trust you if you turned on your own people, not to turn on us?" And they killed them. So these people involved in this Black Lives Matter and Antifa, when this is all settled, do you think you're just going to have some great cushy life and they're going to be, "Hey, you guys did a great job and how about this make happen?" They're going to go, "No, we have no more use for you.
And they start
Therefore,
killing
it's
them.
time to terminate you." Improving the state of the world is a great ambition. We just talked about this. Oh, let's see here. Okay, yeah. It's a great ambition, but the WEF has a plan. It is a program of radical economical change, also favored by the OECD and UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres, former president of the Socialist International. Socialist International. The people controlling the Great Reset are trying to tell us this is a reset of capitalism. Even the people that are involved are part of a socialist groups. Socialist International. Black Lives Matter leaders told us they have been trained in Marxism, communists. Antifa is pushing socialism. Do you see what they're trying to do? This great reset is a one world government. It's a socialist communist movement.
Hitler never
They
went
believe that the
nowhere.
Rona is an opportunity to make a new economic order designed by the globalists, designed by the New World Order, designed by the Illuminati, designed by the deep state, designed by the globalists, regulated by unelected officials, and funded by workers whose taxes will pay the price for social justice activism and mass decarbonization. They're going to tax the shit right out of you. Nobody is going to be able to save. Nobody's going to be able to have a wealthy lifestyle. They will take your money. Of course, the Great Reset is not presented as such bleak terms. In June, a meeting hosted by the WEF showcased globalist solidarity. Now, keep in mind, the Germans tried this not once but twice in World War I and World War II, which is world domination. Did you think we ended it during World War II? No. We brought them same people here in the United States. Look up Project Paperclip. All these people who should have been tried for war crimes
and killed
were brought here. And they became the people who developed or organized NASA and the CIA. Yeah, those people. Globalist solidarity. The reset includes Prince Charles International Monetary Fund Chief Economic Gina Gopinath and major corporations, including, of course, Microsoft and MasterCard. Well, looky here who's kicking in. Al Gore even offered support for it as well, as Democratic former U.S. Secretary John Kerry. You notice that the Democrats are pushing this New World Order agenda. You shouldn't be surprised. The Obama administration sold us out to communist China, big time. Trump is fighting them now. You want proof that the Democrats are, their plan is to push us into the Great Reset? Well, let's look. To coincide with this event, the OECD released a report, Building Back Better. What? Building Back Better. Where have we heard that before? Building Back Better. Where does that? Oh, I know. What is Joe Biden's presidential slogan? Build Back Better. I told you guys, he's part of the agenda. His own, if you guys didn't believe that Joe Biden is original with his own slogans, this guy has been busted several times for plagiarism. I mean, several times. So it should be no surprise that this guy and the Democratic Party are embracing this socialist one world, new world order. Biden's very slogan comes from the Great Reset. There it is. Building back better. Joe Biden is build back better. Most of his policies are exactly the same policies you will find on the Great Reset. A sustainable, resilient recovery after the Rona, like the UN, it is presenting an economic plan under the auspices of the Rona recovery. It contends that building back better means building back better.
Now, for everybody that understands their Bible, Pimpy's outlook on the Bible was um, not not strange, but questionable, because he sees things because of his life and the way he grew up a little bit different than we do. But in our Bible, it speaks of days that's going to become on this earth to where God would send great delusion on people to believe their bullshit. And I know I'm not quoting scripture 100%, and I know I'm throwing words that I probably shouldn't throw in there, but I'm being blunt and plain for everybody that has an ear to hear and an eye to see, to open up their eyes. It would be so delusional that it would be as plain as the top of your house. Okay? You walk out and you look at the top of anybody's house and you could see it for your own eyes and understand that it's a roof. Okay? These people has designed this system, okay, for the ones that wants to keep their eyes shut and their ears shut to what's going on. I see it in video after video after video, especially on college campuses. You cannot reason with somebody that's at a campus at a college because of what has been done to them. This indoctrination started in grade school, and as you move along in it and they use your brain as silly putty and form it and mold it to what they want you to say, hear, and see, so it comes out your mouth, there's no longer these people. The waking up factor is going to be even harder for them because they think because of somebody of great standing and has a piece of fucking paper on the wall that it makes them smarter than everybody else. That's another fool factor into what's going on.
Go look at, yeah, Joe Biden's slogan. A focus of well-being and inclusiveness. How nice, huh? But where are the qualified targets or the quantified targets? And the cost to benefit analysis. Of course, there isn't one because they don't want you to see the truth and that this is a socialist movement. They call it the resetting of capitalism, but what they're saying is resetting capitalism.
And that's what I mean by when I say a half a truth is still a lie. When they're not willing to give you full facts on what their so-called plan is, and they use exclusive big words to make it look like they're more smarter than we are, that's our fault. Because we've got to remember this country was built, okay, and designed and created by everyday farmers. Most of our forefathers was nothing no more than farmers that had common sense, and they used the Bible to gauge their life in everyday circumstances. They understood what right was. They understood what wrong was. There was hardly ever a gray area. Now the gray areas done divided the truth and the lies so much that it's either you look like an extremist because you're a truther, or you look like you're an extremist because You don't have no fucking clue. I would rather be the extremist truther than the extremist not having a clue. I'm pretty sure most of y'all would be the same way.
Into socialism. Whatever your position is on the question of climate change, decarbonizing the economy, and decentralizing the electricity systems will require immense funding from states. The West is usually heaped with financial burden of the globalist reform, but thanks to the Rona, we are facing protracted economic depression. Can't help but somehow believe that Trump is really squeezing China out of the United States, but making sure that the WEF in this great reset does not take hold. And
Now, on to the power situation and Nikola Tesla. For the ones that don't know, or know a little about Nikola Tesla, he built a place, I think it was in New York, Wardenclyffe, and he built this great big giant tower. Okay, this tower, he was able to light light bulbs from the ground, okay, up to 5 to 7 miles away. No wires, okay? Now, on to the better part of this. Texas, Oklahoma, a whole bunch of states in out west. They're already putting these Nikola Tesla towers up, spreading them through the states out west. What this is going to mean for us is no longer having a power bill. We're probably going to be also, it's going to be set up to where the internet is going to be run through these stations. Okay, there's good and bad in this. Okay, and what I mean is it depends on who's running these stations. It could be turned into a great weapon against the people on this earth. Or it could be turned into what Nikola Tesla wanted in the first place, and greed took over and kicked him to the curb. Okay, that was free energy for everybody. Just if you can fathom how different this earth and this world would have been, okay, if we would have all had free electricity from the beginning of all of this, okay, where the oil wouldn't have been causing problems, okay, coal wouldn't have been causing problems. So we got to have an understanding that the oil and coal and natural gas plays a part in our life. Okay, we all use it now. The thing of it is, we had an opportunity not to use these things, and they would have been resources just in case we needed them. Okay, a backup. Most any good prepper, when they prep for something, say a water source, they will have 2 to 3, maybe sometimes 4 water sources just in case one goes down. They've got backups. Okay, that's how we should be looking at these things, and that's how it should have been looked at way back then. But here we go again. Corruption and greed took over.
any level. WEF founder Klaus Schwab, there you go, Klaus, wrote in June, the changes we have already seen in the response to the Rona prove that a reset of our economies or our economic and socialist foundation is possible. Now, when I say German, people, calm down. I'm generalizing. Of course, I'm not talking about all Germans. I'm talking about those as part of the deep state in Germany. You know, like your leader,
Miss Merkel.
This is our best chance to instigate stakeholders' capitalism.
And it's saying that Merkel might be Adolf Hitler's daughter, for the ones that want to know.
The OECD asserts that the post-Rona economics must include alignment with emissions reduction goals, including net zero greenhouse gas emissions. It recommends stimulus measures to ensure social development is fully integrated with environmental objectives, such as those in the Paris Accord and UN Sustainable Development. In other words, we need excuses to take your money so that the economies are the same everywhere. It's just a socialist movement. Greenhouse globalists know the exuberant cost of their economic revolution will result in popular backlash. Hell yes, it's going to. The West was heavily in debt before the pandemic, but consider that in March, the U.S. Federal Reserve printed trillions of dollars in 2 days after stocks fell sharply. Time magazine pointed out that.
Okay, I've said this before too. I'll leave this brief and quick. Fiat currency. Go look it up for yourself. Any dictionary. Look up fiat first, then look up currency. Look to see what these things actually say. Fiat is something of fakery. It's fake, period. Okay. For me, I'm still asking a question and nobody's willing to answer, period, that I've found, okay? Unless it's some blowed up, pompous bunch of fucking educated bullshit, okay? A fiat currency's fake, okay? For us to be running around in a fake society using fake money, how in the fuck is there any kind of fucking debt? If what you're using is to make the debt is fake, how is it there actually is a debt if it's fake in the beginning? Think about that one.
In the 2008 economic crash, the Fed printed 1.4 trillion over a period of 2 years, but in 2020, it added at 2.9 trillion in less than 3 months. Trump is crashing the dollar, in my opinion. There's a reason for it. I know where he's going with this. The Congressional Budget Office found that the U.S. government debt will be about the same size as the entire economy by the year's end. Someone needs to tell these green globalists hungry for Western cash that the cupboards are bare. You see, I can't help but feel what Trump is doing was on purpose. Globalists seem unaware that the impending financial crisis, rather than curb ambition for an economic reset, they are framing the Rona as a path to a better future. The sales pitch will be challenging, but the OECD suggests where stimulus packages target environmental objectives and focus on people's well-being is also critical to cement the social and political acceptance of the environmental measures. These people will lie, they will murder, they will kill, they will do whatever it takes to get their agenda accomplished.
They've
But
been
so many of us
doing
are
these
waking up
things.
and we don't trust what we see. It's almost really hard to trust anybody. To sell the green globalism, people must believe in the common good. Workers expected to pay for green capitalism with a high tax and shocking energy bill must come to believe that they want or need it. Now, how are you going to prove that to us? We don't trust you. We don't believe you. If you want to impress us, go somewhere and start off small, like a little tiny country, not ours, and show us that it could work. And then we'll consider it. Most likely not. The art of persuasion is essential. Globalists are pitching the plan as pragmatic. They have adopted a slogan, Build Back Better, like Joe Biden has. He has the same slogan, Build Back Better. He is pushing the Great Reset. This is New World Order. You guys got to stop getting into those tribalism. Stop going, what political party and believing that the orange man bad. That's a lie. You understand the people that are behind this movement? This is New World Order. And there is one.
And what he's speaking of there, for everybody that's up on the bigger picture, this Democratic Republican Party type situation. We was all taught, that I know of, that there's only two sides to a coin, but there's actually three, and there's an edge that makes it a third. But we've been put in a situation to believe that there's only two sides to a coin. Okay, just like there's supposedly a Democrat and Republican. We're supposed to pick the better of the two lessers of the evils. Okay, the problem with this is if you look at life the way it's constructed, okay, they've always used two, one against the other, the black and the whites, okay, for years. Then it went from the black, white Mexicans. They throw the third one in there. Now it's the black, white Mexicans. Um, most people that's white has done become retarded. That's following a movement, okay, that's constructed completely against them. But but there's two sides of the coin thing has been played on every one of us for multiple years. Okay, look at your global warming. Okay, global climate. They keep changing the name of it. Keep pushing the football down the field by changing the name. We do have climate change. It happens every day. There's 4 seasons to this. Okay, spring, winter, summer, and fall. Okay, there is your change. For people that can't quite grasp what's going on, they take something simple, turn it into an ornate educational bunch of bullshit to impress and put things into people's minds that is critical thinking. They know how to manipulate these things. They've been knowing because they're human beings too. And for the ones out there that still want to believe that because somebody's got a piece of paper hanging on a wall or they've got a face on the news that they won't lie to you, you're lying to yourself to believe such shit. If you got an innocent 5-year-old, okay, that'll come up and lie to you and not even know for sure why he or she did such things, but they knew by watching. The human psyche picks up on things quicker at younger ages than we allow ourselves to understand. They knew, well, if I do this to mom or dad, say this or that, or play mom and dad against each other, just like two sides of the coin, that I'll get what I want. That's what they do. That's how simple it is. So simple, it's hard to believe and fathom that it's actually fucking working. But it is. If I'm loud on this video, I'm sorry. I'm behind the camera trying to get this out, but at the same time, throwing my views and stuff and show or help show what he's trying to explain. Some people, it ain't gonna make a damn to. And there's gonna be a mass group of people that don't never care to wake up. And like I said, there's 3 pills to this: the blue, the red, and the black. The black pill is going to be the hard one to fucking swallow because that comes with death, destruction, rape, messing with the children of this world, stealing the children, cutting them up, using them for fucking food, using them their blood, using their body parts, making money from this. Okay, years ago, I went to my uncle's house in Alabama. He was throwing a party for a Grand Dragon. My uncle's was tied into the clan. Every one of them was card-carrying members. Okay. The thing of it is, when the dragon sat there and was talking about selling slaves in Alabama, now we're talking less than 30 years ago. Okay? I couldn't believe it. I'd been taught slavery was over. And my uncle got me to the side and told me, said, no, these things has been going on and will always go on because what they done is went underground with it and made it even more of a money situation and kept it hid at the same time, building their forces up in your local, state, and federal fucking government. These are the people that's running our world.
Guy, our president, Donald Trump, who's the only thing standing in between them and a free world, literally. The phrase has been used for some time in relations to capacity building approach to disaster recovery, and its rationale was basically sound. Rebuilding after disasters would involve planning to ensure past structural vulnerabilities were not reintroduced. For example, policymakers sought to ensure that in a tsunami-prone area, critical infrastructures was relocated away from the ocean. Over time, however, building back better has come to reflect ideology and not pragmatic planning. That's what they're saying, man. These people are warning you. Pay attention.
Okay. the critical infrastructures. Okay, some of these critical infrastructures they're leaving where they're at, and a lot of these critical infrastructures known as our nuclear power plants. Okay, if there's something not come along here soon to give us our everyday power, okay, these critical infrastructures that's been moved away from the oceans, the tornadoes, and all this other stuff underground, in tunnels, wherever and however they've set them up, okay, they leave the old infrastructure there, okay. The nuclear power plants, it's already been proven. A lot of these things that's on the edges of the ocean, okay, Fukushima, do you think that was a smart idea to build a nuclear power plant on the edge of the sea where there's tornadoes and hurricanes? These people know what they was doing, because that infrastructure, when it gets taken down, just like Fukushima got taken down, it allows them to kill off more population and make it look like an accident. These are the things that people's overlooking.
Everybody sees this for what it is. The UN has decided Building Back Better means a transition of renewable energy and green infrastructure, social inclusion and gender equality, more social welfare. Do you guys really want more social welfare? They want you guys to be lazy and so dependent on the government that you'll do whatever they tell you to do. And an international system to deliver the objectives. Most of us still think that the Rona is a virus and a vaccine is a solution.
It's a common cold.
Seriously, stop right there. I told you now they're saying 190,000 people worldwide have died from the Rona, or I believe here in the United States, I might be wrong. But the CDC already told us.
Less than 10,000.
Of the reported cases
less than 10,000
actually died from the coronavirus. That's just a little over 10,000 people. But that's not, you see what's happening? The media keeps going, Trump killed so many people. Trump killed these people. Trump killed these people. Well, 5 Democratic governors put sick people in with healthy people, and they are responsible for 54% of the reported coronavirus-related deaths. But if you look at the 6% and redo the numbers, they are responsible for about 89% of the Rona deaths of the over 10,000.
They got paid by the world government. They got paid by the New World Order. They're part of the New World Order.
The pandemic is only demonstrating what we all knew. The millennia of the patriarchy have resulted in a male-dominant world with male-dominant culture, which damages everyone. And the UN is demonstrating what we all knew. The kind of nonsense makes people vote for Donald Trump.
So now, you heard that. A male-dominant world, okay? Here's where, again, they use that against us, okay? These people that are stating this, okay, are male people, men. So they're going against their own gender. So why don't they go jump off a fucking cliff? Why don't they get somebody to shoot them in the head? Because they don't want to, because they need about, 40, 50,000 of us to be stupid. Okay? It's time to quit being stupid. It's time to wake the fuck up and have an understanding we're being played. It's a con. It's been a con for a very fucking long time. And for whatever ways that we was swayed into this con, we do have a way out if we wake up fast enough and understand that these people do not have our best interest in heart. Period. It's all about them and their agenda.
That's right. Orange Man is the only thing standing between us and a free world. The Great Reset sounds like an innovation to thrive, then a post-Rona oligarchy where globalists secure their jobs and wealth at the expense of ours. If you want to support for a green world order, Davos man, show us the money. So there you are. More people are speaking out. Look at this from Australia. That's the point I'm trying to make. More people are waking up to what the Green New Deal is. It's just that.
Satan and his little daughter.
Order move. don't fall
The poor
for it. All right,
girl
you
and
guys,
her
so there you
family
go. That
has
is
not
the
a
Great
fucking
Reset.
clue that they're
It's
being
nowhere
used.
near the same as the
They're going right along with the bullshit because the money
Don't
is
mix
pretty
the two
good.
up and fight the Great Reset with all your might. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. And I'll catch you later.
Okay. Let's see if I can turn me back around here. Alright, let me get myself up where I can see myself on the screen here. Okay. I'm hoping all of that come out clear. I do. And like I said, to everyone that watches this video and me, have an understanding that for us to keep playing in the same sandbox that's been orchestrated and planned and built for our own demise, that it's our own fault. For anybody that hears this and sees this, and you keep moving forward in this bullshit, it is your fault. Now, for you to have a real saying and have an understanding is little by little, these things are being changed supposedly in the background. I still have a hard time with Trump and our Bible, okay, when it comes to prophecy. Some things fit, some things don't. But like I was saying about Pimpy believing in God, this, that, and the other, he had some experiences at a young age that put his mind and his spiritual well-being on a different path to enlightenment in different ways. Okay. When you look at our Bible and all the stuff that's been taken out of our Bible, okay, because they said it couldn't be canonized because of one reason or this, that, and the other, okay, we're just now starting to find out, and that the things that is spoke of in these books that was taken from the Bible, okay, we're just now starting to see. And you can take, okay, Enoch, you take it and put it back into the Bible, it helps even create more of a truth and correct history, okay, of what's been going on this earth, okay. I've tried to explain to people there's been 3 earth ages. We're in the last one, apparently, accordingly. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not God. I don't walk on water. But for reasoning's sake, it looks like that we may be, okay, these great destructions and this, that, and the other that it speaks of in the Revelations and Daniel. These things are going on now, right around us. If you open eyes and listen just a little bit, you'll see it. For whatever words they needed to use back then versus what we know now, okay, they meld together. They come together. Okay. Now, the Warcastle situation, I followed it too for about 2 years. And like I said, the history behind what he was saying and showing made a lot of sense. Okay. But it's like Pimpy said, Russell J. Gould is a fraud, a charlatan, because one of the main guys that was helped propping him up, not the guy that died, but the other guy that was from the military, he is more of a type of person that would rather go along to get along, and he walked away from Gould because he seen the foolishness and the bullshit that Gould was pushing. Okay, now all of a sudden, Russell's every fucking word, along with another black guy claiming the same thing. I can't remember his name right offhand. And there's another fellow that I just run across the other day, Michael something or another. He's supposed to be a fucking guru in the law department, okay? But he's tied into Warcastles and Russell Gould, okay? If these things to be correct, and these people claiming all these fucking long ass titles, you can take a sheet of paper and fill it from bottom to top with these so-called titles that Gould's carrying, along with this other fella, okay, and this black guy, and you're like, if you're this motherfucking powerful, why ain't you done stopped this? Why ain't none of this done been stopped? Trump's playing the long game, okay? For what I can see and hear, okay, and understand, this is what's going on. But like I said, I don't understand how Trump fits into prophecy. Okay, we've had prophets that's actually spoke of Trump in different ways. We got one that's Mark, I can't think of his Taylor, in Florida, ex-firefighter. He's had prophetic dreams. He's wrote books about Trump. Okay, more than 98% of what he said so far has come true. Okay, there was another one, and I can't think of his name. He's dead right now. I can see his face. And Trey Smith speaks of him, and a bunch of other people speak of him. He has a ministry that his daughter picked up and carried on that speaks of her father's predictions and prophecy. And more than 98% of his has come true or coming true. Okay, you can see it laying out, see it opening up to us. Okay, so for anybody that keeps wanting to play the same game, thinking that man and his corruption and his greed is going to change, y'all are sadly mistaken. Like I've used the analogy, if you are the only one in this world that has a chocolate chip cookie factory, who and where does everybody go to get a chocolate chip cookie? You only. Now, when the globalist society owns more than 98% of what's going on in the world with the media and the newspapers and every damn thing else, who do we turn to? Them. Okay? Be of the world. Let's say no. Be in the world, but not of the world. That's scripture. Okay? Didn't understand that till the last year or two. Then I started seeing it, what it meant. Okay? We are to rise ourselves up against the system. This is our job, to speak out. In our lifetime, it's going to be videos and anything that we can spread the news to wake more people up. And like I said, there's going to be a mass group of people that's never going to wake up, because it even speaks of it in the Bible when God throws Satan down in that pit, and everybody's walking around that pit looking down at Satan and looking at Jesus and God and saying, this is the thing that we was following. They're still following when they're looking down in that pit, or they're marveling after what's in the pit. So that tells me that our Bible is 100% correct again on parts of the population of this world that's so demented in their head, or so convinced that they're right and everybody else is wrong. Peace to all y'all. This is almost an hour. Didn't mean to make it this far, this long, but I believe that it's very important, and I hope this comes out. I really do. Anyway, I'm going to get off here and roll. I got a few things I need to take them care of today, too. Peace to all y'all. Thank for all the new subscribers and the old subscribers. And I hope this comes to you in a good way, because I'm not trying to present it in a hateful way, but I am trying to present it in a strong way, to where this opens up to this, because these two working together will show you the truth, will lead you through and the path of the truth. Even though we stumble, we don't have to stay on the ground. Rise up and move forward. Peace.